People often say to me, you don't have the right to give these kinds of lectures. Because according to them, I'm not that spiritually elevated. That's the kind of accusation I get. Even right here in Novosibirsk, there are people who feel that way. So what's my answer? Every person has the right to speak about what's good. Every person, you, me, there's no difference. Why can't you sit here and talk about things that matter, spiritual things? Why not? If someone chooses to talk about that, regardless of who they are, it's noble. It's important. Would you agree with me? Next question I received. I left my husband 9 months ago. He was drinking. He was abusive. When that's the case, drinking, hitting, it means he's living in degradation. So what does that mean? It means you need to leave. Don't live with him. It's dangerous even for your life. But from a distance, begin praying for him. Start setting boundaries. Try to help him grow up. Wait for his brain to finally kick in. But what do we usually do? We tolerate it until the bitter end. Is that a pure goodness thing, to endure until the end?
No, that's degradation.
Exactly, that's degradation too. A woman living in degradation tolerates abuse. A man in degradation commits it. Sometimes it's the other way around. So now let me ask you something. What does pure goodness actually mean? Pure goodness means no attachment, only service. If the person close to you starts getting cocky, take a step back. They get more aggressive, another step back. And if they start acting physically violent, move out and stay with your mom. But that doesn't mean the relationship is over. It simply means that distance is necessary in the relationship. So here's the first rule that people in pure goodness follow in order to preserve a relationship. They follow the rules, even when their heart doesn't want to. And that rule says, when a loved one crosses a line, you step back. If they cross it again, step back farther. But you still keep fulfilling your duties. The first responsibility in a relationship is to stay together. That means not getting divorced. People in degradation just endure until they snap. Then they walk out forever. And they say things like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, never again. Or, you can't glue a shattered pot back together. They give arguments like that and leave for good. But here's the thing, a person is not a mop. That's the first answer. Second answer, the heart isn't a clay pot. It's a soul. It doesn't shatter. The soul is eternal. It can forgive. So when there's trouble, you don't need to destroy the relationship. You just need to step back. You don't have to break the family. You just need distance and then start doing what heals the connection. Next question. My child is 6. My husband wants to come back, but I don't know if I should stay with him only for the child's sake. Why for the child? Please stand up. We're going to work through this. Where are you? Who wrote that question? Let me ask. Did you love each other?
I thought we did.
You thought you did? I'm pretty sure you didn't, because love, real love, doesn't just disappear. It's eternal. Even if there's just one drop of love in your relationship, it never gets forgotten. You understand? You didn't love him. You just enjoyed each other. Then the enjoyment ended and he left. Now he wants to come back. Why do you think that is?
I had to run away from him to save my life. He was abusive.
Then you didn't train him properly. There are 2 reasons why men become abusive. There are 2 types of women men tend to hit. Choose one. The first type is a woman who immediately lashes out every time her husband says something, never agrees with him, fights his opinion tooth and nail. Now, when a man feels constantly attacked like that, he has 2 options. Option 1, he gives up, becomes a doormat, maybe starts drinking. Option 2, he lashes out in return. Which is better?
The second one.
Right, the second is better, makes sense. And here's another twist. If you really can't handle it, you could always start taking hormones and become a woman. Grow breasts, your voice goes soft. But that's not really a solution either. Then you'll just start throwing fits at people like the rest. Same character traits, is that your option? No, probably not. The second type of woman is someone deeply attached to what her husband gives her. She's afraid to speak up. And since women naturally bless, by her silence she shows him every second, do whatever you want. And he does. He gets bold, entitled. If you let someone do whatever they want, they will do whatever they want. That's just how people are. So now he's acting entitled. It's normal. We all cross lines in relationships. Even if you cook something delicious for your husband 5 days in a row, on day 5 he'll think, well, this is what I deserve. This is just my good fate. He'll listen to a few lectures and say, yep, I've got good karma. That's why I'm fed so well. Totally normal.
I'm starting to see that love for God is what really matters.
Yes, you're right. Love for God is the real thing. But let me explain what love actually means in practical terms. Here's how people today usually think love works. People in passion think love means indulgence. They think love is when we walk side by side, smiling at each other, saying sweet things. When we're being extra polite and delicate, never saying anything uncomfortable, that's what people think love looks like. But is that really love? No, it's just hypocrisy. We're just scared of losing the other person, so we fake being loving. We bottle up how we really feel. That's called polite relationships. That's how we act. But what is real love actually? Love is the strength of the soul. When a person has a relationship with God and they see something in their partner that's destroying real connection, they go to that person and speak the truth kindly from the heart. They tell them the truth, like, this isn't how we should treat each other, it's not right. And they say it calmly without anger or resentment, just honest. Let me ask you, do you think it's your responsibility to speak honestly to your husband? Or is it better to be harsh, hold it in forever, and then just walk out?
You have to tell the truth.
Right, because what happens if you don't? It's like taming a snake, feeding it milk every day. At first it drinks, gets fatter, and its venom builds up. And then one day, it bites and kills you. You lived with him, let resentment build, didn't say anything, and now you've cut him off completely.
It hurts.
Of course it hurts, but you're creating that pain yourself, because you didn't know how to live properly. When we lack wisdom, we suffer. When we gain understanding, our heart calms down. Being near him right now won't help. That's not the solution. Sit down, it's okay. Let me explain what you should do. Understand this. True relationships aren't built through talking or just living together. It's delusional to think that's how it works. Real healing happens when we clear the space spiritually. You repair a relationship with spiritual force, and that happens through prayer. So when do I start giving this kind of talk? In the morning. Today I woke up and started praying. I thought about all of you and turned to God. Please give me the strength to speak today. Let me be a channel for your energy. Let these people feel your will through me. Open their hearts. Let them wake up and finally understand how to live right. Because real love always starts before the relationship. Right now, between you and him, the relationship is so toxic. Honestly, just hearing about it makes my heart feel sick. This is exactly what's going on between you and your husband right now. You never cleaned up your relationship, you just used it, and now it's turned ugly. That's a clear sign that living together right now is impossible. So what should you do? You need to start turning your thoughts to God, and while praying, say something like, I want to serve you. I want to live for you. I'm tired of living just for myself. I can't do it anymore. Then as you keep thinking of God, occasionally let your husband come to mind. And you'll notice, after each prayer, your feelings about him become calmer and more peaceful. Because when a person turns to God, divine energy knows exactly where to flow. You don't need to tell God where to break through. He already knows. He lives in our hearts. He sees what needs healing. So you don't even need to ask him to fix things with your husband. Don't even go there. Just focus on God. Serve him. Pray to him from the heart. Serving means turning to him for help, reading the scriptures, trying to live by his guidance, not by your own desires. That's the difference. And when you start doing that, what happens inside you? So, when you pray and think of God, you'll start to feel like that tiny channel of your relationship is getting clearer. It might take a few months, but it'll happen. And during that time, don't try to build anything with him directly. Just tell him, I'm not leaving you. I'm just praying for our relationship right now. I want things to be good between us. And he'll wait. As you pray, his heart will start to change. He'll begin to feel remorse. He might even start calling you, saying things that surprise you. Don't think he's just pretending. The real hypocrisy is when he's drinking and hitting you. When he says those sincere things, it's his soul breaking through all that degradation. Believe in him. Every person is a soul. Everyone has something pure and bright inside. It's just covered up by a thick fog of darkness and degradation. He doesn't know how to live right now. He's stuck in darkness. And honestly, so are you. So start working on your own heart. Clear the channel of emotional connection between you two. Try to break through to a cleaner, lighter relationship through prayer, and you'll discover a lot along the way. You'll learn how the heart can actually transform another person. You'll learn how fate can be overcome. You'll see how people really change. You'll discover so many incredible things. How long have you been listening to my lectures?
I started about 6 months ago.
6 months? That's nothing. That's just the beginning. You're only just starting to dive in. Usually it takes a year or two of regular listening before people begin to feel real strength to change their fate. At first it's just interesting, then the knowledge starts to reach the heart, then you start wanting to act on it. It's a gradual process. Step by step it enters your life and eventually gives you the strength to move in that direction. That's what it means to change the road of your destiny. Fate doesn't shift overnight like you suddenly take a left turn and everything's fine. It takes time. Working on yourself takes time. I can't promise your family will stay together. I don't know if you'll have the emotional strength to build a bridge strong enough between you and your husband, strong enough to actually shift his life. But I do know one thing. If you take this path, there are no losses. God will never leave you alone, in despair, or without hope. The very first sign you're on the right path is that your heart starts to feel deep down that everything is going to be okay, even if the other person hasn't changed yet. That feeling in your heart means that something's already shifted. It means the lake of love inside your heart is beginning to clear. And soon, that little stream of connection will start flowing again. The first stage is inner calm. Even as we speak now, you're already feeling a bit more peace in your heart. You're stepping into that stage right now. The next stage is when the stream begins flowing toward your partner and it starts to affect him. He'll begin to feel guilt. He'll sense that something is shifting, but the impact isn't strong enough yet to actually change his life. At this point, it'll feel like nothing's happening at all. Inside your heart, it feels like a lot is happening, but on the outside, it all seems exactly the same. This phase can last for quite a while, maybe even a year. But once the lake of the heart is purified and connection begins to rebuild, people start feeling hope. And when there's hope, they don't walk away. People leave when they lose hope, when they feel there's no strength left, no chance to make it work. And then comes the third stage when the other person's heart begins to change. Not everyone makes it that far. Right now, you don't have the strength to change his heart. You do have the strength to cleanse your own heart and restore the flow between you. But you are not there yet to transform his heart. That's why it feels impossible, like nothing will ever shift. But it can change. You're just not the one with that kind of power. There's a higher source of strength beyond your own. Last night, after the lecture, I stayed late seeing patients, finishing at 10 p.m. I was completely exhausted. This morning I got up early to pray. At first I felt completely drained, like there was no energy left in me. But after just an hour of prayer, strength started flowing back in. I felt alive again, healthy and strong, ready to give this lecture. That's how it works every day when I'm worn out. This is the process. Right now you feel like it's impossible, but that's only because you don't yet know the power of the higher forces. Their strength goes far beyond anything we have. But the only way to connect to that power is through service, not through begging or asking. Some people try to ask, give me a good family, give me strength, give me health. That's not how it works. Honestly, that's just nonsense. You don't build a relationship with divine energy by asking for stuff. You connect by serving. It's not about give me. It's about, I want to follow your guidance. I want to live the way you show. I want to wish happiness to others. Totally different mindset. Got it? A question, how can I see a woman's capacity for real love? There's so much pretending these days. Here's the truth. Women always put on a show. That's part of their nature. Think about it. If she didn't play that role, how would she ever get your attention?
She wouldn't.
Exactly. She's playing. She has to. That's her way of connecting. It's a dance, a game, and it's perfectly natural. Some women never flirt with anyone, and they think that's some kind of noble modesty. It's not. That's just female foolishness. A woman should be modest, yes, but when a good man pays attention to her, she should give him a little glance. And if she's been storing up that feminine energy of love, then even a small glance can strike like lightning. From that perspective, you shouldn't assume that a woman who dresses up is fake. The truth is, we're all fake to some degree. You too. So why do you expect a woman to be totally genuine when you're not? Men often say funny things like, Dr. Torsunov, I want to marry a virgin. So I ask, and are you a virgin? He says, well, no, but I'm not a woman. Oh, so you can do whatever you want, but she must be pure, right? That's a typical male illusion, a total double standard. It's like how women say, I want to marry at least a CEO, and men say, I want at least a virgin. Classic nonsense. It happens everywhere. But here's the thing, it doesn't help in real life. The sincerity of the women showing interest in you is exactly the same as your sincerity. They're just insincere in a female way, and you're insincere in a male way. No point overthinking it. The person God gives you, that's who you're meant to be with. It's what you've earned, and that's okay.
I meant fake. I'll stand up.
Don't worry, we can all see you just fine.
Me and my girlfriend, we broke up.
There's no such thing as break up.
We split up.
Nope, that's not a thing either.
We're not together anymore.
Still not right. Who dumped whom?
I did.
There it is, finally, the truth.
Back in college, I had a girlfriend who told me that during a fortune-telling session, she got possessed, according to her, by some really dark spirits. Ever since then, it was like something out of a horror movie. She went through these intense cleansings. Her eyes changed, became cold, glassy, totally vacant. One time I came home and saw her standing with a candle, and I swear her eyes looked like she was possessed by a demon.
Let's skip the graphic details. What exactly are you asking me?
After that, we did some kind of ritual at church. She started acting like everything was fine, like she was living her best life, but you could still see it in her eyes. She still believed those spirits were there, like they were hovering over her.
Take a seat, I got it. Here's the thing, sometimes our fate messes with our energy channels, and when those subtle channels get blocked, people lose the ability to resist negative influences, especially spiritual ones. This is especially true for women. It shows up more strongly in their lives. Women often have a harder time protecting themselves energetically. When their subtle channels get clogged, they can become vulnerable to spirit possession. Men, on the other hand, usually just become more aggressive. So when a man's energy channels are blocked, it's not that something is possessing him. He starts projecting negativity outward himself. In simpler terms, it's a type of psychological disorder. And if a person is even managing to hold themselves together outwardly, that's already a good sign. We have to distinguish between someone consciously choosing to live that way and someone who simply doesn't have the strength to live differently. You couldn't see the difference because, frankly, you lacked spiritual depth. When someone lives in prayer, they start to understand what's going on in another person's heart. They feel how heavy things are for them inside. You start to feel the weight of the work ahead, both for yourself and for her, if you want to overcome this life challenge, because that's all it is, a life challenge you're both facing. And there's nothing fake about it, because women by nature tend to act in a way that keeps the peace. That's how feminine energy works, it harmonizes. Even when a woman feels off or upset at home, she'll pretend everything's fine. She'll hold it in, try to keep the mood light until she finally breaks down. That's just how women are wired. They are the harmonizers. They want everything to be okay. Men, on the other hand, lean toward knowledge and truth. They want clarity, facts, reality. Women want harmony. Two very different instincts. So from that perspective, there's no point blaming her for pretending like she's doing better than she is. That's not dishonesty, it's just her nature.
Thank you.
See, you're feeling something in your heart now. What is it?
I realize that even though we're far apart, I can't leave her. I can't just walk away.
You're starting to feel remorse, genuine remorse.
Maybe. Maybe I just didn't fully understand things before.
Up until now, you were blaming her. In the note, you wrote confidently that she was the bad one, but now you're beginning to see the deeper truth, and truth in real life always tastes bitter at first. Keep listening to these lectures. Don't rush to conclusions. Whether you've broken up or not, that's already in the past. What you're facing now is the work ahead. And when someone's working, they shouldn't think about how much farther they still have to dig. Just keep digging. Keep doing the inner work. Learn what it means to live right. And when the time is right, you'll understand everything. Next question. How can a woman influence a man so he becomes an astronaut? Honestly, that's the kind of question women usually ask, not men. You should be asking something like, how can I help the woman next to me heal, feel happy, and be well in life? That's the kind of question I'd expect from you. Not, what should she do so I become successful? Come on, I'm waiting for a different level of reflection here. All right, let's move on. I'll take my eyes off you now because if I keep looking at you, you'll turn into the center of attention for way too long. Next question. What should I do if everything about my husband irritates me? His walk, how he eats, just everything. I don't feel any attraction to him, and he's also the source of our financial struggles. But we have a child, and I really want to keep the family together. Here's the thing. In marriage, a man absorbs karma, and a woman releases it. When a woman gets married, who ends up getting blamed for everything? If problems arise in the family, who's at fault? A husband, obviously. And there's proof, right? I'm a normal woman, like all the others. I even asked my girlfriends, what would you do in this situation? And they said the same thing. So it's not me, it's him. He's the one with all the issues. Even just watching him eat makes me cringe. Sounds familiar, ladies? It's part of a woman's nature to be very attuned to her husband's flaws. That's just how we're wired. We notice everything that's wrong. That's just a part of being a woman. It's nothing to be ashamed of. But women need to recognize it and work through it. It doesn't mean, oh, I must have married the wrong guy because I can't stand the way he eats. You see, sometimes a woman has the strength to live in harmony, to serve her husband lovingly, and sometimes she just doesn't. When she's out of energy, everything he does is irritating. How he walks, eats, breathes, it's unbearable. But then the wave passes, and she feels okay with him again. Why does that happen? Because there's no energy left. A woman's energy is what allows her to love how her husband eats, how he sleeps, how he walks. It's something she wants to do, love everything about him. But to do that, she needs to be recharged with the energy of love. And when that energy is depleted, then yes, everything annoys her. How he eats, how he walks, how he talks. Ladies, am I right? That's totally normal. That just means you're running low on spiritual connection. At that point, don't focus on your husband. Turn to prayer. It's time to recharge your batteries. You're drained, so plug in. It doesn't mean your husband is bad, it just means your energy is gone. It's like when your computer battery dies, you don't throw it out or smash it, you just plug it in. Our lives go in phases. One phase is charging up the batteries, the other is using them up. The thing is, most people don't take time to recharge their batteries. They assume it should just happen automatically. But nothing in this world works on autopilot forever. It might work for a while, but eventually it runs out. Here's a note someone passed me. We came all the way from Krasnoyarsk to see you. When will you come to Krasnoyarsk? I will definitely come. Who asked this? We're already planning a trip. We'll come for sure. Have you been to my last lecture in Krasnoyarsk?
No.
I've been to Krasnoyarsk once before. I gave lectures there. I really love that city. Let me share a story with you. The first time I was going there, I was driving from the airport to the venue, and I suddenly felt that every city has higher beings, angels, watching over it. Each city has its own guardian angel, and above Krasnoyarsk, I saw a woman-like figure in the sky. I realized she was the guardian angel of the city. Her eyes were full of joy, and she was genuinely happy that such an event would be happening there. I bowed to her right there in my heart and said, I'll do everything I can to fulfill your wish. I'll try to serve your people with whatever knowledge they need. I could feel that the guardian angel of Krasnoyarsk was very elevated and noble. And when I entered the city, I saw this beautiful river, rolling hills covered in forest, and the city seemed to be sleeping in this peaceful, natural embrace. So yes, I know your city well, and I promise I'll come back. To learn more on the subject of health and healing of the body, please make sure to read my health guide, available for download on my YouTube channel or on my Instagram page. Thank you very much, and see you soon.